Hey, what's going on? TubeU. Welcome back to the Plot Coalition YouTube channel. We have crunchy camera still a crunchy camera, but we're almost done setting things up. So it's a bit of a process, but we will get there soon. We'll have the regular stuff back up and running. But I did want to say a huge thank you. We just hit 1 million views on the YouTube channel, which is pretty cool. I had no idea until I went to start this live stream, and I opened up YouTube Studio and it was like, congrats on your new milestone, you hit 1 million views. And I was like, what? So over the last, what's that, 3 years now, hit 1 million views. So crazy stuff. But thank you all so much for being a part of the journey and making that happen. So yeah, it was just kind of a cool thing. And the thing that pushed it over, funnily enough, was a YouTube short. So like the lowest common denominator of content, it was a meme that pushed us over 1 million views, which is kind of hilarious. And you know, we'll see what this film brings when it comes out. So thank you, Scarpy Science, thank you. Yeah, pretty exciting stuff. But we are going to get into some animation. I've been working on the project pretty thoroughly. It's actually part of the reason that I haven't got my office set up yet, because I've been working on this as much as I can. But we're gonna get right into it. And then I'll probably hop on Helldivers because Super Earth needs us. So I have to be doing my part. Let's see here. Screen cap with cam. There we go. All right. So I've been working on some animations. They've been really fun. I don't think I'm going to do, like, I was kind of doing a string of animations, but I don't think I'm going to do the next one I had planned, because it could get me demonetized. So that one we'll save for the film, you know, and hope for the best. I don't monetize the films for that exact reason, because we want to put like mature content in the films. But like when you do it on a live stream or something where it's like potentially, like if somebody like came on here and gave like a big donation, which has happened in the past, and then YouTube is like, wait a second, that stream showed this? Nah, fam. I'd just rather not risk it. So I'll do all the stuff that could get demonetized off stream. Hey, what's going up? Brood Commander Green. Glad to have you here. One of our animators is working on a thing with a Brood Commander, and he sent a little animation of it dancing because he finished rigging and setting it up. So it was pretty funny. But so let me go grab what we're gonna be. I have been able to successfully, because we've been knocking out a bunch of scenes. So like we have like this huge spreadsheet of like everything we need to work on. This one I can actually mark as done because I did it last night. But we've had like this list of things, and because we've been getting so much done, like I've been able to close out entire scenes and be like, that is fully animated, ready to go. Like I could edit it today if we needed to, which is super cool. So we're working on getting all our stuff like that, but it's like cool to just watch like these tabs of spreadsheets disappear. So we're currently at, and like some of these have like most of the stuff done, it's just not totally done, but we have scenes 2, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 left. And then the ones in between have been finished, and some of those other things are going to go pretty quick, especially when I get my mocap suit fixed. So that's like partially what's in the waiting for some of those. And then some of the other ones, like, we've already done the most complex animations for, which is pretty sweet. Alright, so I need to grab Boot jams stratagem ball into the face of the impaler. That's what we're going to be animating right now. The machine asks, is there going to be a mech in the movie? Yes, there is. Of course there is. It's like one of the things in the trailer. I like when people point it out, because they're like, wait, is that, did I see what I think I saw? And it's, and it is what you see. There is a mech that has an autocannon mounted to the top. So it's a Patriot mech. So it has the Gatling Sentry, the rockets, and the autocannon on top. Oh, you saw the exosuit. Yep, that's in here. I don't know if this is set up or if it... Yeah, it just brought in some textures because there's a material that uses the same thing. But there is an exosuit. It's just in a different scene. It's very, very brief. It's like one of those quick shots. I will say there are a couple scenes in the trailer that like we tweaked. Not because like we're trying to like, you know, gatekeep or like hide a bunch of stuff, but part of it was because there were scenes that just weren't built out yet. And we gambled in a good way because I was like, if we don't have these scenes built out, I have a couple of like pre-built scenes that like kind of look like Super Earth, or at least like the glimpses that we've seen of it, and somehow, like aesthetically, it is very close to what it looks like in the game, even though that wasn't part of the game when we made the trailer, which is kind of funny. But so those animations are part of it, but the scenes that they're a part of hadn't been like those environments hadn't been built yet. So I was like, we'll just throw them in this kind of environment because it looks cool, and brings more variety than what we've animated up to this point. All right, then this is supposed to be 22 frames, so we'll make it like 20. Say we'll just make it 30. And we need the veteran. Some at the senator in the right hand. I guess what I need to do is... Well, we'll do no weapons for now, because this is just a shot of his foot. So I'm not too worried about it. So we'll grab him, and then we'll go find the Impaler. Which is in here. My boy... Cover up, coming in clutch, getting this set up for us. This wasn't even part of the pack. I was gonna go in and extract it. He was like, what do you need? And I was like, I'm trying to get the impaler in. Like, do you have any tips? And he was like, here you go. I pulled it for you already. It's like, thanks, man. Dude, this is friggin' Gigantor. It does have some low quality textures, but I have a feeling that this is going to be like pretty quick. And I could probably upscale it before the render or post render. It's girthy, too. Hey, what's up? Zeril the Turtle. Hello, hello. Glad to have you in the chat. Seeing a lot of newer faces. That's super cool. I'm glad to be seeing y'all here. Alright. So, really, we just need to worry about animating the foot. Oh, and I guess I need a stratagem ball to throw in here, too. Actually, I'm Harvey Helldiver. I just changed my name. Ah! Well, welcome. Welcome. Glad to have you here, hanging out with us. I need to type in something. Oh, nope, here they are. Outdated. Fixed. For those of you who are just tuning in, when I went to go start this stream, I was welcomed by the fact that we hit 1 million views on YouTube. So pretty neat stuff. So thank you to all of you watching. You contributed to that, which is super cool. I never really had plans to like be a YouTuber. I did see that they got the president. The Illuminate killed the president of Super Earth. It was quite sad. Quite sad. Also, it's funny because there's like a mixture of people congratulating me and celebrating the 1 million right after you had said they got the president. Sweet liberty indeed. Yeah, that is like new news. That like came out like 45 minutes ago or something like that. Not the super president. You know what I'm gonna do for this guy real quick? I'm gonna go ahead and make a quick rig for him, just so you can be more easily changed up. There we go. Impaler. Usually I go in and create like a modular rig, but that takes some troubleshooting. So I'm just going to create a really simple one real quick. Just so I can animate like the little bit of bounce. Goes all that. And just grab the boss. Actually, I'm just going to grab all of these bones and just use those. New controls were selected. I'm gonna go play Helldivers while watching this, of course. Hey, sweet. As you should. I'll be getting on once I'm done streaming. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna stream tonight, but I'm getting some in. It'd be cool if we could vote in an election or something from our super destroyers. That would be cool. In Helldivers lore, you use electronic voting machines that are like the best way to vote in Helldivers lore. But I do think there is some of that, and I like that they set that up with the DSS. Like, it gives a little bit of that democracy. Get... Oh, what's up, WAF? A true veteran of supporting the channel. WAF actually probably holds a good number of the views that pushed us into 1 million, which is pretty cool. By vote, I do mean that little questionnaire. Yeah. It is, I will be interested if they bring some of that in, even as just like a little gimmick. I think it would be really fun. A like 10-second survey to allow the algorithm to decide the best use of the vote. Exactly. It'd be fun if they like did it with like mods or something like that, or like, you know, like had like not like replace, but like if like the or not mods. Well, I mean even like the community managers, but like just like staff, like Arrowhead staff, and you just like voted on, like they each had like their own like character that you could vote for president of Super Earth. That would be fun. All right. We have this simple rig here now, which will give us two things. It'll give us controls to rig, but it'll also give us controls to attach to, since this guy kind of moves around. So like even these tentacles, I can just grab those. Right, left. Where's the center one? Ah, right there. I'll turn it part of the way down and then grab the rest and just kind of curl them like an elephant trunk. Doesn't need to be anything extreme because it's not really going to be that wide, but can at least be down like the Impaler is. There was like a leaked image of the president before, and it looks interesting to say the least. You know, there's been so something we were going back and forth about for a while, with like the writers and, you know, trying to figure out how we wanted to do some specific things. And one thing that came up a couple of times was like, in Helldivers lore is like the like, are the haircuts mandatory? And there's a game asset. Hold up, I'll show it to you, because I have the proof, because it was going back and forth for a while, and like ultimately what we landed on is like the film itself is propaganda. So like, you know, like you can kind of play with it, make it more like flamboyant than it is, as far as like, you know, like, you know, a character, like, you know, like they're essentially being like different styles of military haircuts that would be like acceptable, because there are in, you know, the regular military for most militaries. There it is. All right. So there's not a lot to go off of here. This asset is not in the game currently that we know of where it can be found. But this asset of this scientist, we're getting real close. She is a science officer. She knows many things, and she has a regular haircut. So that is an in-game asset. I'm not sure what this pendant is. Like, it very obviously looks like a medical or like scientific, but it doesn't look like any of like the specific ministries. But yeah. So, and then it's like this clipboard. I think it's supposed to have like a different thing with it, but that is a game asset with somebody with a regular haircut. Like, it's not like shaved. And they're an officer, so I was like, debunked. And then there's also propaganda signs like might not be in this specific project, but there's like a sign with like Helldivers on the front. Biohazard, no diving. Getting like too deep in the weeds now, but there is like a propaganda sign that shows Helldivers with like regular haircuts. So I was like, I think we're in the clear. I think it's literally just because in the cinematic trailer, the husband, the father, does the, you know, like the whole intro, and he's like, you know, the prove that you have the strength and the courage to be free. He does that, and then he's in the Helldivers uniform and his head's shaved. And that's like, I think that's the only thing people really have to go off of. There are a couple like other instances where we see things, but it's like nothing concrete says that, you know, because they're a Helldiver, they have to have like a specific kind of, you know, haircut or whatever. A lot of that was put in debate when we were designing Eagle 1, is where like that was like the huge point of debate. That's for like the face. Where's the head? Oh, that spine piece is behind all these plates. So it really is the neck. This is just more about right now getting the, like when he stomps the stratagem ball in there. That's kind of the motion that we're trying to nail down right now. LMAO, lately I keep playing two stingrays strafe me at once side by side. Kind of hard to avoid right in the middle of their line. The stingrays, man, they get me all the time. I've gotten a lot better of like jumping out of the way. But I saw somebody describe it as like, you know, like, oh no, the Illuminate figured out strafing runs. Alright, so this, we're gonna get like positioned. And then this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna parent it to the head. Oh. There you go. And I'm just gonna bake that, and then we'll animate it going down and popping open. The one true flag. Classic, great stratagem. Let's go to the beginning here. Add an additive, and I'm actually going to pop it out a little bit. This is going to be a little bit difficult because it's on a different axis now. Then we'll want to make sure that it is nice and snug. Snug as a bug in a rug. Maybe pop it out just a little. Just a wee bit. True. A treasonous bug. So I'll have it pop in. And like when I'm doing these animations, I'm trying to think of like, you know, how those play out. As far as like the timing and everything of them. So I kind of like this idea that it like doesn't fully open because it's stuck. That looks pretty good. Alright, now we can animate the guy stomping it in. Snug as a bug in an Alcubierre drive. That's right. The voiceover for the like the ship intercom when we were recording her voice lines, she was like, how do you pronounce this? And I was like, I like didn't even say it. She was like, how do you pronounce this? And I was about to say it. She was like, Alcubierre? And I was like, you got it. It seems like you know. Shoot, we might be running into issue with Unreal. We shall see in a moment. Oh, it is a 500k bomb. That's exactly what's being dropped. So, he's like fighting like this group of bugs, and he gets on the impaler. We're about to animate him kicking this in to the impaler, and then he jetpacks away as the 500 kilogram bomb hits, and the group of bugs like are piling onto the impaler to try to attack him. And so as he jetpacks away, the 500 kilogram bomb goes off. Bugs' guts go flying out behind him. Well, of course, he lands and walks away because cool guys don't look at explosions. When I sent was giving the animator direction on how to do this, I can explain this all day, but this video does a better job. And I sent him the Lonely Island song. The cool guys don't look at explosions. They walk away in their diamond-covered boots. Don't got time to look at explosions. Mark Wahlberg is wearing a hat. If that song doesn't encapsulate my preteen, like 12, 13-year-old me, I don't know what does. I'm going to animate, like, try to put his body where it makes the most sense for this, but it doesn't need to be in any particular way, because this is like a close-up of, like, the boot just, like, shoving this thing in there. But I always do try to make it kind of make sense. So, like, if he was doing this, he'd probably be holding on to it somewhere up here. And sometimes that can help with stuff like lighting or, like, you know, the shadows and stuff, depending on where the sun is. I think it's spine 3 and push him forward more, just to get kind of that base. This is going to look a little wonky, but maybe we'll pull his center off a little bit. Give him some more tilt. Make sure his center of gravity, his booty, is where it needs to be. Kevin, if you're watching this, don't clip that. Kevin is the guy who voices this character. Yo, what's up, York? For anybody who's here, if you are into Grand Theft Auto or animation or gaming in general, go check out York Street Gaming. My man is a former Rockstar animator, and he also has worked on a bunch of other cool stuff. If you've played video games in the last few years, chances are he animated something in that in a video game you've played. So definitely go check out his channel. And he's also one of our longest members. I think he actually just hit 12 months, which is crazy. Crazy. So he has been a wonderful supporter of the channel. Super cool guy. All right, so I'm thinking what I'll do is maybe I'll just parent the body offset for the time being. Because again, this is just a close-up of his foot. I appreciate you, York. You're such a good, talented guy. Since he's such a good member, he deserves a sneak peek for the film. He can already get that in our Discord, because if you're a member, you get access to the YouTube members only Discord channels, and in one of those is that scene. So if we get enough donations on stream, I'll show it. But if you become a member, you can go watch it right now. It's out on the Discord for YouTube members only, of any tier. So any tier, as long as you have your Discord account and your YouTube account linked, you can pop into the Plot Coalition Discord, go to the YouTube member exclusive channels, and be able to see that. We have fun in there. We'll attach this to the head, and I'm gonna bake it because I don't want it to mess up the IKs, because Unreal can be kind of weird with IK. Whoa, we have another member in the chat. OMG Set is here, who also, you would have not gotten Titanfall New Frontiers without OMG Set is here, because he helped me rip every single Titanfall model and get it in the show. So everybody give him a round of applause. The YouTube channel wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have hit 1 million views if it wasn't for him. He says, hey Caleb, at work right now, but I wanted to jump in and say congratulations on 1 million views. Here's to 1 billion. You deserve it. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you. You are wonderful. If you have a TV at work, like a like a break room TV or something, you should throw my stream up on it. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing this leg back for those first few frames and bring it out to here. So then I can come down and squash it. You got a Steam Deck with my stream on it. Nice. Nice. Very, very cool. I'll just bring this foot down. That one I could, you know, like technically parent, but I'm not too worried about it. In this instance, I'm just trying to give him like enough natural movement to sell it when, you know, it's a close-up, because it's really just a close-up of the foot. So I'm not too worried about the way the rest of this looks for this one specifically. Also, are the cars behind my house being really loud right now? I feel like I can hear them. We'll just let this settle in a little bit more. Kind of shift his weight down and over it a little bit more. Maybe bring his arm down. Again, we're not really seeing any of this. I will say, I feel like doing shots like this makes me better at doing this kind of thing. Because, like here, it's just animation. There's no mocap. So it makes me like have to think about it a little bit more. And then when I do the mocap, I feel like I do the mocap a lot faster. Then I'll probably just continuously bring his foot back. Here. Whoa! How did you get the Super Earth flag? Is that the Super Earth flag? How did you get that on YouTube? There ain't no way. There ain't no way. I can't tell if I believe it. Not questioning Super Earth in any way. I'm just curious to know how you got that. That's cool. For all I know, it's a different like country flag that looks enough like it. It's hard to see. It's very tiny on my screen. That's what I thought too. I thought it was actually the Super Earth flag, but I'm also blind and streaming, so it's hard for me to like pay full attention. That is what it looks like. Oh, it's the UN flag. See, that's why it worked though, because you said the long live Super Earth. It totally had me fooled. And then at this point, we're looking at the animation of the ball. So we'll just watch this back real quick. I feel like his foot needs to slip forward and up a little bit more as it goes down, just to give it a little bit more impact. And we can turn the lights on. This guy is super specular. Holy moly. I'm gonna change the position of the sun real quick. Sun, Mr. Golden Sun. Bro, I was watching this with a 20-second delay, and I thought you just didn't notice it was the Super Earth flag. I'm sorry. YouTube has a weird delay. So I apologize. Sometimes I don't see things until, well, one, sometimes it's hard to keep up with the chat, but two, I think like because of the delay, like I'll see something, say something, and then like it'll be delayed getting to you guys, and then when it's something like that where there's back and forth, it can just cause those issues. So I do apologize if it caused any confusion. Yeah, he's nice and ugly. Are those eyes? Is that what those are? I wasn't sure in like game lore, because I know the mouth is down here. Mouth looks gnarly. I suppose those probably would be the eyes. It's just like arachnid like. It looks great. I mean, very treasonous. The democracy officer is calling. Ring, 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 ring. My dog just sighed when I said that. Also, he hangs out with me a lot more in my new office space. I'll let you guys say hello. If I can find him. There he is, taking a nap. But he didn't like my other office. But up here, he hangs out with me all day when I'm working from home or when I'm working at night. It makes me happy. Because a while ago, like a little over a year ago on the channel, he used to come on streams all the time because he liked that office I was in too. But he didn't like the last one. But now we're getting all nice and settled, and he loves hanging out up here. He's so cute and lovable. Kind of want to get nice and close to the stratagem ball because it has so much more detail than the texture surrounding it. I feel like if I do a little zoom in. Maybe start even more zoomed out. You know, why not? Does it go in before the foot touches it? I don't. Oh, maybe just a little bit. So the foot needs to be there a little bit earlier, huh? Yeah, that looks way better. Thanks for catching that. And then we'll add a little light as his foot comes off. No, that's fantastic. Thank you. So now let's get I usually have a better eye for those details too. I tend to find that when I'm streaming, it's hard for me to like focus on stuff like that, and I think part of it is just because like I'm doing like the streamer side of it, or like kind of just in that like doing the live YouTube thing. But when I'm sitting here in the dark alone in the quiet and just like, you know, like frame by frame by frame. Oh, there's a lightning bug outside my window. I haven't seen one of those out here yet. That's kind of cool. He's like going up my window. It's kind of freaky. He's gonna detonate. Alright, so then we'll parent this to that. Like the light. Just red. Hey, thanks for stopping by. So glad you could hang out with us for a good while. We'll be seeing you. Thank you so much for hanging out. Cool to see you. I want to poke out the Impaler's eyes with the Constitution. True dat. I can get on board with that. So that I feel like is looking pretty good. I might have to go take the textures out and work on them for the Impaler, just so it's like a little bit higher fidelity, because it looks pretty bad in this shot. But everything else is looking pretty solid, so that I'll probably just have to do separately. I feel pretty good about that. I'll probably focus on that off stream so that I can get this rendered out, but I'll show off the animation that follows this that one of our animators did. That's gonna be this one. They're a little bit combined, but hey, Said, thank you so much for stopping by. I always love having you on the streams and hanging out. We need to play some Helldivers together soon, but back to work. You have a good one, man. Alright. Said, for anyone who doesn't know, why would anybody know? when the Illuminate first came to the game, I hopped on and he was online and we went and fought the Illuminate together for the first time. And we were like, what in the world are these? How do you kill these things? It was something else. What is this? 6109? Yep. So this is the next animation we're going to do. Which, again, I probably won't do on stream, but I'll show you what it looks like. Because it's really cleanly done by one of our really talented animators. But so it's him jetpacking away and landing. And starting his walk off while seeing what his next objective is. But the animation is just so clean, so well done. So it looks fantastic. So that's going to be the next one that follows this. There's going to be like an animation of him like turning it around and facing the horde, him jumping off as the 500 goes in. Because also when he turns around is like when you see Eagle 1 flying towards them. Side shot, he jumps off, bomb goes in, and like it's just gonna be like just straight into the Impaler's face with like all the bugs around it. He jumps off and lands as the explosion goes off. So it's just got badassery written all over it. But this, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I like the way it looks. Yeah, even though the animation out here looks a little weird, a little janky when you're up close, it's like exactly what it needs to be. So, probably work on those textures. Probably play Helldivers for a little bit. Probably try and get some sleep tonight, because I've been really bad about that. But this is all looking good, and I'm pretty happy with it. So thank you all for watching, for hanging out, for being with me. Thank you so much for 1 million views. That is super cool. I didn't ever anticipate seeing this day, but it's here. So it's super, super cool. But yeah, thank you so much. If you want to become a member, be like, you know, OMG said, or like York Street Gaming, any of them, you know, feel free to do so and help support the channel. You get perks, and if you want to see like finished scenes, I'm starting to share those in the YouTube member only section of the Discord, which is open to all YouTube members as long as you have your YouTube and your Discord account linked. You can watch it. So thank you so much for hanging out, for being a part of it. I don't want to ignore MM Kanashiro. Is that how you pronounce your name? What if he jumped over the Impaler and used it as a meat shield for the 500? That would be pretty cool too. I think there are a million different ways you can cook up these bugs in different ways. That sounds more General Brash style though. I need EPG6 to animate that. But for ours, it's I think it's looking pretty good for what's in the storyboards and everything. Thank you all so much. And Mad Dog, I'll see about bringing more force to the boot. I think my next big focus for this shot in particular is just getting those textures looking a lot cleaner. But thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back next week for another stream. I'm probably going to have to start scheduling them later, like 9 p.m. But all's going well, having tons of fun, and I cannot wait to get this film finished. It's super exciting to be able to knock full scenes off the list, which has been super cool. So you all have a great and wonderful night, and we will be seeing you next time.